Have you been asked to speak at an event and somebody is asking you for your walk-on song or your walk-on track? Well, I'm an event producer in Seattle, Washington, and I'm going to break down my go-to tips for speakers for picking their walk-on song for their next conference or event or whatever speaking opportunity you have. Before we jump into it, I'm Logan Clements. I'm a freelance event producer based in Seattle, Washington, but I produce events here and all over the world. I specialize in sports, but also just a general event production from corporate to nonprofit. They say anything with a microphone and a stage. I'm your girl. I can help you make it even better and more engaging. I do want to remind you to like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell so you get notified every single Monday when I drop new videos. I also am the co-host of the Better Events podcast, a podcast that I host with Mary Davidson, a fellow event pro, and we release new episodes every single Wednesday. We dive even more into different topics than I do in some of my videos because these are shorter bites. Those episodes are about 30 minutes long. We have guests on there to talk about different event specialties. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can give it a listen. I love a good walk-on song. I think in events, the music can be so powerful for just helping create whatever feeling, mood, kind of emotion you want your audience to feel. And as a speaker, you sometimes are given the opportunity to select your own walk-on song. And so what is a walk-on song? A walk-on song is going to be the track that they play or the music you hear as you come on stage. And now I have another video that I'll link below and up here about what a VOG is, the voice of God, which is normally how they would introduce you verbally. So saying, please welcome to the stage, Logan Clements. And then after they say that, they would be playing some music track as you came on. Now, for some events, they don't give you the option to pick your own, but what I love is giving speakers the opportunity to have their own walk-on music because I think it just gives your audience a little peek into the speaker's personality as well as puts them in whatever mindset you're looking for. And the purpose of a walk-on song, I guess I should start there after I defined it, but the purpose would be to fill and provide, again, some energy after your intro, not thinking that it's going to be silence, but ideally, usually people are clapping or whooping as you come out. And this just, again, helps build that momentum. So why should you choose your own song? I feel like if you're a baseball fan, a walk-on song in baseball is the song that the player plays. They play when the player is walking from the dugout out to home plate. And you can just see there's like a little bit of swagger to them. It's a confidence building thing. And so if you're a speaker, my tip for you would be something I already teased, I feel like, but number one, use it to showcase your personality. So this is where you can have a little bit of fun. You can kind of share a little window for your audience into maybe what your go-to genre is. If it's rock, if it's country, if it's hip hop, if it's pop, if it's something a little silly and whimsical just to show that you can laugh at yourself. But don't be afraid to put a little bit of you into that music selection. And number two would be to make sure it is audience appropriate. So every event is going to be different, whether it's maybe oriented towards children, adults, corporate, nonprofit, fun, awards night hosting. I mean, it can be everything. And so you knowing who your audience is will help you pick what the right song is for that, for who you're going to be speaking to. And so making sure that you're not coming out to some really killer rock and roll track when you're coming to speak to some middle schoolers who maybe haven't heard it. Or you can pick something then from their genre that kind of fits you to make sure that you're, again, meeting them where they're at. I love a good musical pun, so you can do something that plays off maybe the theme of your talk or your presentation or your panel. Like if it's everybody, the theme of the conference even could be one that's like jump, and you do the song Jump because it's like we're all jumping in together or something like that. Like you can have some fun with it. And so my key takeaway, I feel like, as a walk-on song is don't feel like you have to pick something that is cool and hip and fun because it can really be, for you. But just to reiterate, my 3 tips are showcase your personality, think about who you're presenting to and what you're presenting about, and use your music to kind of tie into all of that. And my final pro tip for you would be also, if you want to go a next step further, it's not just saying the name of the song and the artist of the walk-on track you want, but to even say the specific part of the song. So this could be as specific as like the time code, saying, I want to hear this song right at 1 minute into the track. That's when I want you to play it because that's the really cool, uplifting part. Or maybe it's the chorus. Or I've had some speakers who are really into like rock and roll, and it's the opening is the most memorable part of it. But just thinking through, again, that moment of what you want. Often walk-on songs are going to be pretty high energy. I haven't really seen a low energy one, but high energy across all the genres can mean so many different things. So just don't think it has to be like screamer head, oh yeah, we're coming out. Like it can be a pop song or a country song. Even I had a client recently who loves country, and that was really fun. But again, it was picking the right moment of those songs. And then this goes without saying, but just making sure you don't have anything that's going to offend anyone in your song, any curse words. There's often some tracks we've gotten from speakers in the past that, I say often, but really I guess it happens every so often. It happens every so often that I get speakers who will submit a track that is not necessarily appropriate to be playing at a company event or even a public-facing event. So just taking that into account as well and making sure that it is the right first impression of you before you come out, because it can be a really fun first impression, but you also just want to make sure that you are treading lightly. That's all I have for you folks. I'm Logan Clements. I'm a freelance event producer based in Seattle, Washington, executing events here and all over the world. I appreciate you for hanging out with me and learning more about event production, Zoom, virtual, all of the fun stuff, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.